So today we're going to be talking about Paris because I have a lot to say about Paris. Paris is getting a lot of disrespect nowadays. So let's get to it.
Okay, it's us.
Look how beautiful that looks. Look at that ceiling.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jamie Woods back at it with another video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you comment, you share, and of course hit that notification bell so you guys know whenever I'm doing a live stream or whenever I drop a video. But if you like this hoodie right on over here, man, this is the official Jamie Woods hoodie over here. This is the official logo. You guys like this? Make sure to cop it at the Teespring website. Of course, my link's gonna be in the description center. Make sure you guys check it out. I have a ton of other different type of sweaters. I have the Valentine's Day edition Jamie Woods hoodie. Of course, it's gonna be a favorite with the ladies. Make sure you get it for your lady for this Valentine's Day holiday. She's definitely gonna appreciate you. Who knows, maybe the panties might drop too while they're at it. And of course, I do have the new self-care hoodie that just dropped, and of course a t-shirt on top of that. So guys, if you're into motivational stuff, if you really love this content and what it is that I'm doing, if you really want to show your support to this channel, make sure to go on that Teespring link and cop yourself a hoodie for this Valentine's Day holiday. Let's get it. But anyways, let's talk about a very special city. Let's talk about one of the most iconic cities in the world. Yes, I'm talking about Paris, France. Now, this is a video that got inspired by a certain message I received the other day. This specific individual was saying that one of their family members had gone to Paris and she wasn't really impressed with it and she was kind of let down by it. And this is something that I noticed with a lot of different people that have been to Paris, to where they go on TikTok.
Y'all save all y'all money, all y'all lives to come here. Let me be the one to break your bubble. First of all, Paris stink. It smell like piss, cheese, and armpit. Child, eating the damn pigeons.
They go on Instagram and they kind of badmouth Paris. Now, I'm not saying these people are in the wrong. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I just think it's a very interesting thing that everyone that's been to Paris, for the most part, always has bad things to say about Paris. Whether that's the fact that it's dirty, whether that's the fact that people are rude, whether the fact that it's not as charming or as elegant or as sophisticated as many people make it out to seem. And I want to address those people, Rick. I want to address this whole thing because there's something that's called the Paris syndrome, I believe it's called. So the Paris syndrome, what it is basically, they even have a website for it, but basically is when people get super depressed after visiting Paris because it's kind of like not what they thought it was going to be. And it's to the point, like I said, where they have websites where you get to talk to someone so you can feel better about it. I don't know. It's a little weird to me that people are going to have one city make them feel this type of way. And that's something that I want to address. No city in this entire world, I don't care if it's New York City, wherever, whatever your dream destination is, no city's ever gonna live up to the hype. No city's ever gonna live up to what you're expecting it to be. No city's ever gonna live up to your expectations. And that's something you guys need to think or be more open-minded about before you visit a city, is that no city is as perfect as it seems on videos. Your hopes are super high. You're kind of in a fairy tale land, in a wonderland, and you're kind of like, oh my God, like it probably feels so amazing over there. Everything's probably so great. Everyone's so great. And then you go on to this city and it's kind of not what you thought it was. And that's reality, guys. There's going to be douchebags everywhere. There's going to be dirty places everywhere. There's going to be bad neighborhoods everywhere. There's going to be rude people. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but that's something that Paris is well known for, supposedly, is the rude people. Rude people that, they don't want to help you. They say super mean things to you. If you don't know French, they're going to treat you a certain type of way.
I sent it to you. That's cool. That's so cute.
And honestly, I've mentioned this before, but that was not my experience. When I was out in Paris, literally people were nothing but nice to us. Now, we did meet a couple rotten apples, but it was just random locals walking around us. They gave us a couple dirty stares and stuff like that. But honestly, I get worse stares in New York City than what I do in Paris. In fact, people treat me worse in New York City than what they do in Paris. So that's one thing that I want to get out the way, is just the stereotypes that have come with Paris, the rude people. And this is something that Americans need to understand. And what English people from the United Kingdom or England need to understand is that, and I've mentioned this before in one of my other videos, but you guys need to start going into these countries like France or any of these countries that don't speak English with more of an open mind. Because a lot of you guys go into these type of cities and you don't want to learn the culture, you don't want to learn the language. You just go in there expecting these people to bend over backwards for you and speak English 100% of the time. Not everyone knows English, and neither should they have to learn English. And that's something that rubs a lot of English people or American people off the wrong way, because when those people come over here to America, you're telling them, no, speak English, right? So why do you guys get mad when you go over to Paris or France or any of these type of places and they're telling you, no, speak French? It's kind of like you guys are getting a taste of your own medicine. Another complaint that a lot of people have is the garbage and the bad neighborhoods. That doesn't look as sophisticated as it does in the videos. Guys, let me tell you something, man. Anywhere in the world that you go to, there's going to be bad neighborhoods. New York City, where I'm by, there's a ton of bad neighborhoods. You go anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world, there's not one place in this entire world that doesn't have bad neighborhoods or bad areas. That's just the reality of things, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So before you go over to Paris, it's very important that you guys do your research on what it is or where it is that you guys are going to stay at, because that definitely is going to go a long way. If you don't do your research, guess what? You have no idea what's going to happen, right? You're not going to be prepared at all. And what they say is, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So make sure you guys are preparing a lot and that you're researching a lot. So that way, when you go over to Paris and you stay in these certain locations, you'll have a better time. Now, the sophistication. I know a lot of people are saying that it's not as sophisticated as it seems on the videos of the picture. Guys, where have you been? Where are you guys going? That's what I want to know, because Paris has to be one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. And I've been around a little bit of Europe. I've been around some other places in the world, and I don't think besides Istanbul and a couple other cities and maybe Seville in Spain, I don't think there's that many cities that can compete, toe to toe with Paris when it comes to sophistication and luxury and just the beauty of the damn city. It's a beautifully made city, beautifully constructed. Literally, you walk down the block, it's a work of art. Every single block and place you go to in Paris. Have you guys not seen the Louis Vuitton store that they made in Paris? Like, it looks like the Louis Vuitton bag. I don't know if it's Louis Vuitton or Gucci, but it looks freaking fabulous. Just things like that. Just the attention to detail in Paris is so much more different than anywhere else in the world. And of course, another complaint is the trash, the garbage, the dirtiness. I mean, it's a big city, ladies and gentlemen. It's any big city you go to in the world is going to have rats and roaches and garbage, and it's a big city. It would be kind of weird if there was no trash around. I mean, it's a big city. It's Paris. There's a ton of restaurants, a ton of people that live there. What do you guys expect there to be? You expect it to be clean 24/7? That's not realistic, guys. And that's something that you guys, again, this is a theme, is you guys need to be realistic when you're going to these places. Nowhere is as perfect as it seems, okay? But just because it is not perfect doesn't mean that it's a bad city. And that's the problem with Paris, is you guys are holding it to such a unrealistic standard, just like New York City, to where literally the tiniest thing will set you off, and then now you're bad mouthing it and you're saying that it's not as good as people are claiming that it is. But here's my overall opinion about Paris. Here's my honest opinion about Paris. I think Paris is a wonderful city. I honestly think it's one of the greatest cities in the world. It's marvelous. It's stunning. It's sophisticated. It's just, there's not many cities in the world that I've been to where my jaw was dropped the entire time. I remember the first time I went to New York City, my jaw was dropped. When I went to Seville, my jaw was dropped. When I went to Istanbul, my jaw was dropped. But Paris is just on a different level. There's just a magic and a charm to that city that a lot of cities in the world are trying to replicate. There's a reason why Paris is always mentioned. Every time you think about big cities, iconic cities, New York City is mentioned, and then Paris is mentioned. Paris is mentioned for a reason, and it's because it's a phenomenal city. It's one of the greatest cities that we've ever created in this world. And on top of that, it's a honeymoon like capital. Every single person that's going on their honeymoon, or every single person that's thinking about getting engaged to someone, guess where they're going? They're going to Paris, because Paris is a very romantic and beautiful city. I don't care what anyone says. If people won't say it's trash, it's disgusting, it looks like a third world country, bro, listen, bro, you go any city in the bad side of any city and it'll look like a third world country. Enough is enough with the Paris slander. There's a lot of great neighborhoods that you can go to in Paris that are fabulous and terrific. Try Montmartre. It's a beautiful neighborhood on the top of Paris where you can literally see all of Paris, beautiful restaurants and a lot of the things to see. The restaurants are great. I believe French people are great just as long as you're being respectful to them. As long as you're being respectful to them and you're trying to at least meet them halfway and try to speak a little bit of French, and you're not being a annoying American or foreigner, I think you should be fine. Sure, there's going to be a couple rotten apples, but it's not as bad as you guys making it out to seem. And of course, the Eiffel Tower, which is the cherry on the top. The Eiffel Tower is just stunning to look at. In the daytime, it looks like a normal, landmark. It's still very beautiful throughout the day. You can go picnic in front of it, but it's at nighttime that it truly comes alive. And it's one of the most, in fact, might be the most iconic landmark that there is in the world. And it's for a reason. And it's because it's stunning to look at, especially at night. It lights up and sparkles once every single hour at nighttime. I believe it starts at 7 p.m. or so and ends around 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh my god.
But it sparkles once every hour and is just one of the most magical experiences you can ever have in your life. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we need to realize that sometimes we hold things to unrealistic expectations. And just because it falls underneath our expectations doesn't mean that it's bad. It could still very well be great. But the problem is that we're holding it to a very unfair standard. And that goes for every city in the world, not even just Paris, but every single city in the world. So the next time that you guys go into a city, or when you go to Paris for the first time, go there with an open mind. Go there with no expectations whatsoever. And I promise you, your experience will be a lot better than you going into it with super high expectations. So does Paris live up to the hype? I honestly think it does, but many people don't. But hey, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide that for yourselves. But if you like this video and you like traveling videos, make sure to check out these traveling videos over here, man. Your boy's just getting started with the traveling videos. Of course, I have a lot of trips planned out for the year. Against All Odds 15 will be dropping soon. Let's get it, baby.